Hi, this is Pepper Coyote, and you're watching Slug House. Get ready to learn all about my horse penis song.
Oh, yes.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Inspiring words. So I've always been a huge fan of novelty music, if that hasn't been made clear by my Spotify Wrapped at any point. I really love music that makes you sit down and think, why? Why was this made? What the fuck is wrong with you? Now there's a ton of great novelty music out there. There's the Hamster Dance album, and if you haven't seen my Hamster Dance video, you should go watch it because it's a fucking banger. There's the Gumby album. There's all 148 Alvin and the Chipmunks albums available on Discogs right now. But if I were to say that the pinnacle of novelty music is a Fallout-themed furry album about Bad Dragon, there would be no argument. I am simply right. And if you don't know what Bad Dragon is, you're either lying, Amish, or both. But just in case you are one of those two things, Bad Dragon is an American manufacturer of fantasy-themed sex toys primarily targeted at members of the furry fandom, which is also my target audience from this point on. I'm not entirely certain if I can show their products on screen, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is one of their newest releases. It's a foot. No holes, no round bits, just a foot. It's a foot. In fact, they make two completely different feet, and if you want two of the same feet, you have to buy them separately. I can only imagine that this is made for, like, prosthetic legs, probably. Now, we're not here to talk about the tentacle dildos, or the weird silicone ogre cocks, or whatever the fuck this is. We're here to talk about God's greatest gift to man, a promotional record called Blast Radius by musical genius Pepper Coyote. The original release has 8 songs, but it was re-released back in 2020 with an additional 2 songs, which gives us 52 minutes and 20 seconds of pure ecstasy. It contains songs like Step on My Face and Tell Me You Love Me.
Step on my face and tell me that you love me.
Nuclear Love.
I gotta fill containers and take the chance that there could be a burning end to our romance. 'Cause it's goodbye to give peace a chance, and it's hello to nuclear love.
And the classic tune, No Cock Like Horse Cock.
'Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of course cock. Grab the loop and slam the day away.
I have never heard some shit like this in my life. The best part about the album, other than everything, is that it fucking slaps. Every song on this album is good, like genuinely good. Like, these are good songs. So without further ado, this is my interview with Pepper Coyote.
There's me.
Oh, howdy.
Hello, hello. It's also, I have a nice green screen on the top of me. Feel free to... It's just the normal walk, but...
That's hi. This is the part of the video where I explain that my interview that lasted 1 hour and 4 minutes completely froze when I full screened it. So the entire interview looks like this. My bad. Did you approach them or did they approach you about writing an album?
So I was approached by a sex toy company to do an album of songs that could then go along with their... Because they didn't just want to make sex toys. They try to make their releases into, like, events. So this is the Fallout package of sex toys, which are the prime thing, but then the surrounded memorabilia to go with it. And one of the things that adds production value to this whole release, they were like, let's do an album. Music is a big part of Fallout also. And it's funny, I'm like, let me be legally distinct about a company doing something where they were forced to be legally distinct from Fallout. I mean, obviously they could not put Fallout dildos, like, on their fucking website, because you'd be instantly sued. But that was the concept for the album, and to kind of preempt a question, if you listen through the album, every song going up to the last song, they're like a little like saucy, maybe a little even raunchy, if you like wink, nudge, not a lot of explicivity, not a lot of explicit content. Then you get to the last song, which is called No Cock Like Horse Cock. And not only is the title, it's right in the... Which was an idea, like, as a joke thrown out when they were, like, telling me about the idea, like, fucking no horse cock. I turned in the other songs, and that one did not exist yet. And the comment I got back was like, we were expecting this to be more suggestive, to be more racy. So then I wrote the last one almost as like a, oh, okay, is that what you want? Boom! And I throw out the horse penis song, and it was like the opposite. They didn't cut the song, but they were like, oh no, this is almost too much. Like, people might think this is a song about fucking a horse. And I'm like, I checked the lyrics. I specifically said that penis is made of silicone.
What was the like timeline from like conception to actually releasing the album?
Super fast. It was much less than a year. I think less than 6 months. I think it was about 4 or 5 month turnaround thing, because you're trying to match the release of the new Fallout game that came out, and they're trying to time it with the things they're doing. It was a very quick project, which it didn't. I have a background where I do have a music degree. I have a music education degree, a bachelor's degree in music education. So I in a different world, it would be like, oh, I did that album and I worked really fast, and that's what taught me how to work really efficiently and like get through the thing and make sure form my school kind of helped me get that structure in place. Because while not even just that they're like, here's how to write an album really fast, I never had a class about that. But when you're juggling, all right, I'm in these 4 ensembles and marching bands on this day, and then I got to have this final schedule for here, you just end up like musical organization, you kind of sink or swim with it, and I never found that part difficult. So while it was a very big challenge to get that amount of work done in a short time, like to write and record an album, because it wasn't written either, like write and record an album in that amount of time, I'm kind of impressed with past me, but I'm also relatively confident that if I was like doing that 8 hours a day, I could do it again. I don't know if I'd want to, but I probably could do another album in like 4 or 5 months. Hopefully it doesn't sound like an album that was pooped out in 3 months or 5 months, but... It was.
Do you do all of your like recording and mastering yourself?
For that one, that's all me. I'm looking because I'm like, did I have anybody work on that mixer master? That was entirely me. As my projects have gotten, that was like one of the first things that kind of helped my career, my little indie non-mainstream career take off to the point where I could start affording more production value. And since I had the notoriety from that, I could do something like a Kickstarter to, hey, let me be able to pay the aforementioned real-life drummers, real-life like instruments that I can get the demo out, but if you replace it with a real human, it just ups the song kind of to the next level. And I now, and it's funny, the people who, the guy I got mixing my next thing, they're, again, also in the fandom. They just are one of the, like, there's so many furries who, I like to use the term over-talented. A lot of furries who just have too much ability, but they don't have a spot in the industries that they are extremely talented in. The guy I have mixing this, I would put up, I've paid a normal, like, non-furry industry person to mix my music. And the results were about 50-50 between people who thought my mix was better and theirs. This furry I have doing the thing, I could, like, night and day, his mixes are blowing my mind. And it's like, how do you not have a job within the mainstream industry just mixing records? You can mix records better than anyone I've ever met. Why isn't your job mixing records? It's because they don't have, the various connections, or who knows them, or they know who, and they are working their way in. I'm still confident that before they hit old age, they will get paid to do the thing that I think they're so good at. But all of the work on the original Blast Radius album is me. And then Blast Radius New Game Plus, which was released earlier this year, which has real drums, a real keyboard. Like, I replaced my original sample tapping out and my what I can do on keys with Fox Amore, the guy I was talking about earlier, the other half of Fox and Peppers, and a guy named Teddy, who is a furry from Baltimore, who drums all the time for me session. These are virtual. Like, I don't have a studio where they come out and play my drums in my studio. They home record, send me the files. I home record, send them the files. Which, thanks internet, this is something I actually couldn't be doing in the past. Technology has made that kind of thing possible. Same thing with the fact that Fox is in the UK. I email him things, he things, we can complete entire albums while on different continents.
Do you have a favorite song off the album?
My favorite on that, it's almost cheating because it's one that wasn't on the original. It's only on the New Game Plus one, because I also stuck two completely new songs on there. So,
hi, this is the part of the video where I explain that for the last 41 minutes of the interview, my mic cable broke, so my audio sounded like this. My bad.
It's also just cool that, one of our memes became like a greater internet meme. So, I like that song just fine. It doesn't anger me. It doesn't I'm not annoyed that people like that song. But I wrote another one almost as like can we also have this? Can we write about this too? I have a song called Step on My Face and Tell Me That You Love Me, which is about foot paws, or if you're not in non-furry, it's a foot fetish song. I wrote a foot fetish song. It's not quite as like in your face as horse cock, but strange uses of horse cock. Back last year when the various anti-police brutality uprising and protests were happening, as an effort to annoy the police and as an effort to if people are taking videos and you play, this can be used for good or evil. If you want to keep someone from being able to upload and widely share a video of something, get copywritten music into it, and that'll mess it up on YouTube. That can mess it up. You can get content ID taken down. I have seen police do it. I have seen personally, but I've seen videos where like the police themselves have used the same tactic to like, hi, I'm beating someone up on tape. All right, throw some Beyonce over it, and they won't be able to put it on YouTube. Like, but protesters figured that out earlier, and that's why they will blast various music. It also kind of keeps your energy up. And horsecock was used multiple times in Portland. And not both in the downtown one and in the side one, which I thought was the better strategic place. Antifa super soldiers, if you're listening, they instead of going to the place where all the cops were ready to beat them up and they had all the tear gas and guns ready to go, they went out a few miles from town to just their to the I think it was the Fraternal Order Police building, their police union building, and stood and blasted horsecock over a sound system, and then the cops had to hastily cobble together, oh fuck, put out some plywood or something, I don't know, like they weren't ready to fight with the protesters. So if you're doing a protest, don't do it where the cops know you're going, because they'll be ready. I can say that I have performed, that song has been performed live on at least 3 if not 4 different continents. Because of furries, not it ends up making it sound like, oh, Pepper is like an international touring act. I make about the same annual income as like a starting manager at a McDonald's. But because of furries and the fact that I know enough people that when I show up somewhere, I can have a couch to sleep on, or heck, they might even like set me up somewhere, like enough generous friends and conventions that take place in very fun, exotic locales, that I've gotten to perform horsecock in Scotland, England, not Scotland, England, Scotland, the country, England, the country, Singapore, Brazil, Mexico. There's at least like 1 or 2 I'm forgetting of. But if a FurCon happens in a place, we will try to play there, and a lot of times we are successful. Singapore being the most interesting one, because when I was there, like performing the song, we modified it. We perform a version I call no clap, like horse clap, or kind of like bingo. I don't sing the swear words and people clap at them, and then the better you know the lyrics, like in the verses, you'll hear just like random clapping. We're like, I was like, oh, does that count as a curse word? And you can still make it fun and perform the song, because I genuinely was not sure if I would be violating like decency laws.
Of the anonymous sex toy company, do you own any of their products? Did they send you any for doing the album?
No. I will say that right away. I did not get any free products out of this. I did get a free copy of like my own CD, which was nice.
Yeah, I was on their website yesterday, like doing some more research. What the fuck is the foot?
I don't even know what you do with. I wrote the song about the foot. I don't even know what you do with the rubber foot. I would just like hold it. I would just like look at this, like whatever, because it's also made of silicone. So if you try to rub it against skin without like goop on it, it's just like it doesn't. It's like it's grippy, and it's like gonna attract dust. It's like a lint roller basically. I want like, if you give me a freaking paw, like a soft paw made of something soft, I could see that and say I would still just like hold it. That's what I end up doing with it. And I'm not censoring myself because I'm trying to make myself look normal. Personally, it's about all I would do with it. I guess I could imagine uses for other people. Has anyone stuck the foot up their ass? Tell me, internet, in the comments. Well, the answer is almost definitely yes. You're right. But tell me in the comments, has anyone watching this? Like I say, there's very few live musicians in the fandom, and it's not that I am a big deal, but in comparison to all other 2 furry musicians, and we all hang out, by the way, we all play on each other's albums. There's not like a big, oh, who are your top 5 furry bands? Who are the 5 you've never heard? Like, if your top 5 list would include all current active live furry musicians. but it did help me move up that very small. It's not even moving up a ladder. It's just like walking into a room that all the furry musicians are in. There isn't like, there's less hierarchy, more just, we are all in this together. I should have been in the freaking Brony fandom. They have like 1,000 bands and 10,000 DJs. I don't know. The teasing between the furry and Brony community mainly comes down to, haha, Bronies, your whole fandom is owned by Hasbro. That's, your show's gone. I guess your fandom's done, you fucking quitters. Meanwhile, furries have been doing this since the 80s while everyone's like, stop, boo, boo. And we're like, you can't. Now we're mainstream acceptable. We've been around for too long. They sell Tails and freaking Hot Topic now.
There's a song on your album that that pertains to that, which is At Least Not Yet.
That was the bluegrass song.
Yeah.
At Least Not Yet was also a fun one because it was part of the when the New Game Plus one was. I started the little Kickstarter fundraiser for that right as COVID was hitting, and it ended up kind of like saving my pandemic because the money from that fundraiser not only funded the thing, but then hey, look, I have recently got money right before all shows have stopped. So that was very fortuitous. That song, At Least Not Yet, was done like as an auction. Like, I will write a song about whatever fetish you want if you win the auction. And I put like some caveats, like I'm not going to talk about like if you have a fetish for murder, children, like literal animals, like no. But like, you know, other than that, like I don't want to write a scat. I don't want to write a song about peeing on people. But beyond that, those are the 5 I don't want to do. And the person who won the auction was so free. I expected them to be like, okay, here's the thing I like. You're going to write. They were like, it ended up being so effing mild. At Least Not Yet is a song about dating someone who is into stuff you are not into. But rather than going with conventional ones, the ones I list are like fetish. These are real things we looked up online that some people are into. Sexual attraction to like board games, like playing board games. Certain sounds, which is why I talk about the sound of mac and cheese stirring, because that's also like everyone kind of agrees that this sounds like sex if you stir mac and cheese, right? But beyond that, it can be just any sound. Like even like ASMR people kind of get that. If your ASMR also leads you to be horny. That's what Twitch is. It's like 2 people licking the 2 sides of the ear microphones. Have you seen that? Because there's a mic you can get that's like inside. It's like a head, and then there's like rubber ears, and the mic is in the ear, and then it's just like one lady on either side just like going at the mic, and that's the stream, and they get a ton of money. And I made the mistake of watching a video talking about those with headphones on, and I was like, whoa, what's happening to me? Because it's like cut to that suddenly, like it's not like a warm-up to it. It was freaking internet comment etiquette. Just quick.
I'd like to thank Pepper for coming on to my show and dealing with all of my technical difficulties. Hello? I'm so sorry.
Oh, cool.
My
Gotcha.
Discord froze.
All right, let me give you this. Oh, wait, do you have my video? My video? Sweet.
You're good. Sorry about that.
You have video capture too?
I do.
A 3, 2, 1. You'll see that on the thing later, and it'll help you stitch these 2 parts together.
Appreciate it.
But all right. So as I was saying before,
You can find all their social media links down below, like their Twitch, where they were streaming Kingdom Hearts when I recorded this interview 4 months ago.
Thank you. Thank you very much for subscribing, H3. You are the best. So that fellow right there, Slughouse, that is who I was doing my little interview with before I got here. But me and Kyle were talking about the horse penis song. And that was a pretty good time. Not even just about the horse penis song. Kyle, realize there's no question you can ask me that has not already been asked by I've had these, probably all the questions you're going to ask thrown at me by children, which is much weirder and creepier of a thing. Pepper, did you write a song about penis? No, go away. Who are you?